like emotions. And we have a lot of emotions that we have yet to experience. And that's why humans like to take like maybe like psychoactive mushrooms or do some sort of uh, Amazon tea to experience those emotions that they've never like were able to see, because what it, us as humans now are lacking more and more emotions than ever. That's why many humans have just closed hearts, and people describe many humans now as zombies. But ancient humans were they perceived reality on a very different platform than we do now, because they perceived it more on an emotional level. We're more logic based now. We need information and facts in order to believe something, or just find somebody true or not. But the reality, we know something is happening, and we're living in a timeline where the grand theater of like all this is unfolding. And everyone likes to talk about it, but many ignore it too. But those who have babies and families like I do, that really wants like a just to give them a better reality, like probably think about it more than others. And I, of course, as a mother now, have like I'm stranded and isolated because I'm in a place where they're holding my son hostage and now making me go and account for paperwork that I would never account for, because they're making me do a DNA test for my son after they ripped him out of my arms. The way they did is a predatory behavior. And after researching more into child protective services all over the world, especially Norway, the whole point of taking away babies and putting them in foster home and holding them and have papers to process them for this and that, and the court hearings for processing time and taking them away through trauma is the most important way, and getting them on medication. The whole point of all of this is to create a trauma experience. And my son is not just some baby that, like, we really wanted this beautiful gift of life, I mean, of reality for him to experience. And we planned on reuniting one way or another, and all the borders literally got sealed off. So it feels definitely like something worked against us, me and my spouse. But we were for this reality we wanted to create, and without all these paperwork, because these paperwork, when they started making documentations for humans, the paperwork in all capitalized letters on your documents actually is not even you. If you look it up, I wouldn't call it the sovereign citizen, but that's what our others are kind of calling it. But it's all about because when you get a lawyer in court, they are all licensed by the bar. They all have to play by the rules of the judge. And who is the judge after all? Do you really believe the creator will get a lawyer, or the creator will actually only allow the someone who created him to stand above him? So I think that is more of a rational thought, because again, the United States government and many other governments, what have they done? They've actually are liable for the destruction of Mother Earth. That means they go against the will of the Creator, the one who created this planet. They go against the will. They go because they have committed genocide, they have committed rape, and they pollute. They sit on the heads of others. So all of this just shows that they go against the will of the Creator. So they are the illegal ones. So do you really think the lawyer in court who is licensed by them is gonna really have your best interest? And that goes back to the whole sovereignty being, like being a sovereign being, and saying that they cannot judge you. There has been many instances like that. I'm still researching it. But again, this is the dying world. Just take a look around. Um, Take a look around your reality too. Maybe you have some flowers outside your house, or maybe you saw something beautiful in your reality today. But in all honesty, like there is some beauty here too. I get it, but this world is based on an entropic world where everything is mined and plastered together, and it's based on keeping up with the Joneses economy, that you need to replace everything that you've bought, and because nothing's gonna last you forever now, and all these theater prompts for your life, you need to keep working away at. And it's like you are in a constant maze in your life where you're going in circles and circles, but you really just want to create a reality with your family, huh? Me too. So this is what it's been about, because I don't want to create it here where there's death everywhere. And how can I give the gift of experiencing this, like existence, to my son in such a hellish environment? So since I didn't really have much going here, and Misha couldn't come here, we really like had our hopes that I would at least somehow go to Russia. I wanted to migrate through Alaska actually too. I tried through Bellingham, but the boats there were really expensive, and again, I couldn't do that. So in that case, like I tried to like see if I can even drive through, but I was stalked and prayed everywhere I went. I'll sit in a park, or I'll sit on the side of the road, or somebody in complete stranger tries to pester me. Like I would be sitting in the car with my son at a park. Somebody with a computer just comes in and says, "Oh, I thought you were somebody I know." I had that videotaped. I had those kind of stalking behaviors many times, where somebody just comes up and I'm just sitting and they just need to bother me when I'm usually connecting with my son the most. Like, it's like they know my mind space. This technology that I want to actually share the link, like it like reads our mind space, and it knows when we're in the present moment. Like when you have babies, it's easy to get lost in the present moment with them, and it knows. And every time that happened to me, it's like something came around my reality. And I've had many instances where somebody would just say, "Oh, I thought you're somebody I know." That's a classic stalking technique they use, especially a friendly stalker. But I know people are like, "What? You're stalked?" Trust me. This happens to you, you'll think you are too. I don't make this up. But I am isolated on all this as a mother. My son is literally in prison. I saw him yesterday, and his soul is like drained. I fed him whatever I could, and he regained some warmth. But his life is, I mean, not that word, but his radiance, that warmth on his chest, it's like going out. That spark that was there before, it's like It's not there, and I can tell they don't love him, and they never will. They want to create this, and it's like he's going through so many hands. Like, I was researching into these foster homes and all these, the ways they take away babies all over the world. Is one technique they like to use is they like to make sure the baby or the child goes through so many different hands, and they're always being moved around. And that's why, as a 1 year old, this is very traumatizing, because he's not bonding with his natural mother. Can you imagine those who are you who have babies? Like, your baby cannot be bonding with you, and it's being traumatized. And his soul, it's very special to us. Like, it's very special to us. It's not like we created him to put our own views of everything onto him, and then there he is in a way. Yes, we hope that he adapts to our morals. We hope to teach him good morals, but at the same time, we want to learn who he is and learn about him, and we don't want to dress him up into who we think he should be. So, like I say, our son's soul is very special to us, and they've stolen something of ours, something that we created out of love. And the whole culture of stealing other humans has been going on for a very long time, like since ancient Egypt, really, like since they landed on this planet. Even, like, I read how the Native American children were stolen from their homes, and then they were brought to schools, separated from their families and re-educated, and voila, you have a Western Native American who's very Westernish, but kind of Native American. Yeah. So I see that a lot. But that's throughout many cultures like that too, where they have stolen kids. And Hitler, I was watching an online YouTube video today of how the Nazis will steal a lot of kids, especially from Poland, for their breeding program, because who steals for a genetic breeding program, and who's always about like a pyramid system of somebody following orders, regulations, and rules. And the Nazis were very like all about the occults. So it goes to show, regardless of the flesh, those were more than likely demons or aliens in those hides, because the Nazis actually multiplied in many, like after World War I, like I read that they were defeated. And yet they multiplied in so many ways, like all their artillery and everything, like their boats, like there was no way after such a defeat they could do so. So again, ancient Egypt culture and the Nazi culture is very alike in regards to who is really wearing the flesh, who is really inside those hides. And in ancient Egypt, one thing is they didn't really value a lot of life. There would be a lot of killings and stuff like that, or they would sacrifice humans all the time. And in the Nazis, the soldiers, they were very loose with people's existences. Like they would like kill, like in their eugenics programs. I read that the children that didn't pass. And also when the Nazi soldiers were caught, they would also like to use the cyanide pills. That goes to show that they were very loose with their life. Yes, they have a life. So whenever they commit suicide after they get caught on a cyanide pill and all, that just goes to show that the demons, they have a very different death cycle than those souls that are born, that come from the Creator. And the demons or aliens, or call it what you like, in ancient Egypt, they were known by many things. But they evade the death cycle. And this is what it's been about, like those dark entities feeding on those that can feed on the light, because they cannot. And everybody has talked about it, but we want to live a heavenly reality here. It's about that timeline. Something has to give.